Hello, my name is Dan, and welcome to Pearson Supply Solutions. Today we're going to show an example of an Excel tool where we manage product transitions and the need to phase out a SKU and coordinate with suppliers. This helps us to improve visibility, prevent stockouts, and keep our teams aligned. The purpose of this tracker is to help balance the inventory of an old SKU with the new SKU and becomes a single source of truth for operations, buying, and suppliers. So in this example, we're looking at several SKUs where we're going to exit them, but we're not going to a new SKU. This might be units or sizes or just inventory that just isn't selling very well. And this helps us to analyze and see how many months of supply we have in these exits. So how long is it going to take until we can fully phase them out of our DCs? So in this example, we're going to be looking at a 3 DC model. So we also have future arrivals. There might be units that are in transit to these DCs. And so we've made a note right here that there's 1,018 units that are on their way. And then when is that going to deliver? We can see in these ones, you can see these are blacked out. These are SKUs where we only want to exit it in DC3. And you can even see in this SKU right here, we're at that point where we're going to exit it already because we are at 0 units, and you can see the months of supply is at 0. In this example, it's the same example with 3 DCs, but now we're looking at an exit SKU and a new SKU, so we can look at inventory and say, using this row as an example, we have all of these units still DDC, but we don't have any units in the SKU. So what we need to do is we need to get these units into stores or get these units sold, because obviously we're missing sales without this inventory. And I've even added when is the next arrival of shipment or product each of these DCs, so we can better understand how long we're going to have stockouts in the new SKU. The next thing we're going to look at is those SKUs or articles. We'll be using a 6 DC model now, comparing what's our 30 days of sales and then our current store stock, so we can best understand how long until we're completely out of these SKUs in our stores. And highlighting green, you can see here is anything below a month of supply, so below 30. And then anything highlighted in red is anything over 100. So 100 days of supply meaning we have more than 3 months of inventory in our store. So we need to find a way to help sell that so we can get it out of all sold, move on, and create space in the stores and in the DCs. The fourth example we're going to go into is just looking at days of supply, comparing the exit SKU and the new SKU. So we have exit SKU here, new SKU ID here, and then kind of a combination of the exit SKU and the new SKU with the store ID as well. So you can see this one's 1, 2, 3. And then what we're now looking is how many units does the store currently have of the exit SKU, and how many of those units are on order or on the way, and then what is that total units, and then looking what is the past 30-day sales of that. Next, we're going to have the new SKU. How many do we have on hand? How many are on their way to the store? How many total units is that compared with our 30 days of sale for that? And then what's the total number of units? And then what's the 30-day sales of those units? And then calculating a days of supply from that. So thank you for joining. If you need help with any of these kind of examples, Pearson Supply Solutions can help with that. If this was helpful, please subscribe and connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm more than happy to help anyone that needs inventory planning, reporting automation, and supply chain operations expertise. Thank you.